Hello and good morning, dear viewers. This is Daij Al-Hoteri, and in today's report, we're going to shed the light on the upcoming plan or construction of the upcoming airport of Kuwait, which is also known as Terminal 2. Stay with us to know more about its construction and building components with our engineers.
My name is Fahad Al-Ugaili, civil site engineer from Terminal 2 project. The terminal building is designed on a master plan that is flexible with the ability to anticipate future expansions. The terminal building will accommodate 25 million passengers per year with the ability to increase the number with future expansions. The terminal building has a triangular plan comprising 3 symmetrical wings with departure gates. Each facade expands 1.2 kilometers with a total of 30 gates serving 51 aircrafts at the same time. The terminal building is a unique structure that consists of 90 mega columns. The mega columns carry the roof structure, which consists of 807 arches.
My name is Amna Al-Hamar. I'm a site civil engineer at Kuwait International Airport T2. The project goal is to be gold certified by LEED's rating system upon its completion. The roof is equipped with skylights that insert a natural daylight to the building with photovoltaic panels on the roof to harvest the solar panels to lower the demand on the building's generating consumption. By that, approximately 10% of the annual consumption of the building will be reduced. To minimize water consumption, water fixtures will be used that are sufficient and enough to lower down the consumption. Grey and sewage water treatment plants will be used for used water instead of using potable water for utilizing the landscape system.
And that was the T2, dear viewers. I hope you enjoyed this report, and hopefully we get to see the opening of this airport soon. Goodbye.
Well, thank you, our colleague Daij Al-Hoteri, for a nice and wonderful report. And yes, we hope that we will get invited to the new terminal and new airport. With us here in the studio of Sunshine, we've got with us engineer Faisal Al-Ustad, department manager of the airport project, MPW. We are going to talk all about the T2. So good morning and wonderful having you here with us.
Thank you for having me here. I appreciate it.
You are most welcome, and thank you for joining us this morning. When I see you, I feel take off now. So now it's starting for take off.
Hopefully we will be taking off very soon.
Yeah, soon, inshallah. So can you tell to the viewers and sharing with us and about the control room, what about the T2 project all about?
Oh, it's a very unique building. It's an iconic building. We had the opportunity to work with Foster & Partners, which is one of the leading world-renowned offices that designed the airport. It belongs to Lord Norman Foster, which is one of the renowned architects in the world. So we had this opportunity to design a very unique building. It should be the passageway and gateway to our hearts in Kuwait.
to happiness, that is.
Of course, of course.
Well, Engineer Faisal, we know that such project is really vast and humongous, as we know, and we always see it passing by on the road or ring road. So can you tell us how qualified is that project or distinguished from the previous airport? We know that there are such varieties and not so much similarities.
Oh, it's definitely 100% different. This is a LEED gold building, and it's also an IATA level A, which is excellent level. I'll go into that in more detail, but before that, I would like to explain the size of this building.
Yes.
It's not a building, we're really building a city. Just to give you a comparison, everyone has been to the avenues from phase 1 to phase 4.
Yes.
If you walk that distance, this is the facade of the building. This is the main building facade. So this is how large this building is. If you take this building and put it into any neighborhood center, it will cover the whole neighborhood center. So this is a very large building in scale-wise. But coming back to the points that everyone wants to hear about is the level IATA excellent or A level. What does that mean? That means that it is a unique building to have all the facilities, a comfort, distance between passengers, speed of things that actually has to be done. For example, if you go to a check-in counter, you should not take more than 15 minutes to go through that check-in counter. Also, same thing, immigration, check-in security points. So each point you have to have not more than 15 minutes. And I know everyone's going to ask me, how long does it take to get your baggage?
Yes.
Because this is
the most important thing.
Yes.
We stay a long time before.
Believe it or not, this system is so unique and so fast that you'll probably get your bag before you get to the claim counter.
Oh.
The first bag would be there in 15 minutes from opening the aircraft, and the latest bag would be there in 35 minutes. So after 35 minutes, probably by the time you walk to your bag location, you'll find your bag on the belt. So this is a very unique thing, and I think everyone really hates the existing airport because it takes so long to get the bags.
Indeed.
Also, if we want to speak about the LEED Gold is it's an environmental authority that gives LEED certification. When we say gold is the second highest certification we can achieve.
Okay.
That being said, for a terminal, it's going to be the first LEED Gold terminal because it's so complex. It's difficult to get the LEED Gold, and this is our target, to get the LEED Gold.
Mashallah.
To get the LEED Gold, we're using a lot of things to get that.
And by the way, we'll get it soon, inshallah.
Sure.
So let's talk more about the in we call it engineering way. It's like, how is it friendly for the concept of the healthy environment?
Okay, good point. First of all, we try to use as much as natural sunlight without getting the direct sunlight, because the direct sunlight heats the building and we don't want to do that. So we have 8,000 openings in the roof that bring in non-direct sunlight to the building, so we don't use artificial lighting for the building. So this is one of the things. Also, we don't want to waste energy in this building, so what we do is we only air condition to the level where people are at. The building is so high, it's 45 meters high, so we don't want to air condition places that nobody actually goes there.
Yes.
So we're only air conditioning places that people are at, so we're at 2 meters level and below. We're recycling water, and I think my colleagues also mentioned that in their report. We're recycling air.
Yes.
And this is something
and
new.
how do you recycle air? I have to ask this question.
Okay.
We recycle water, that's
Yes.
okay, but air, how is that?
We're recycling air, and the way we do that is we have a large baggage handling system in the basement of this building that needs to be air conditioned. But because it's a baggage handling system, it doesn't have to be clean air, but it needs to be cold air. So the air that we recycle inside the building, we have to change the air every 5 times a day to bring in oxygen into the building. That exhaust air, which is the cold air, we take it out into the baggage handling. We cool the baggage handling system rather than taking it out of the building.
Well, this is smart, Abdulaziz.
Yeah, for sure.
This is really smart.
See, the engineering questions is on me.
Okay.
Okay, see, she's asking about the recycle. So let's talk about the zones.
Okay.
Now, with an engineering way, the zones. How about the stages and what you call how about it divided, the things arranged, in
Yes,
your map?
Yeah, okay. It's a triangle, and the reason it's a triangle building, it's because it's very efficient building. The walking distance between the center and any of the tips is 600 meters, and this is a very important point. I'm sure you've been to other airports in the world. You walk a lot, especially if you want to say about Dubai. It's longer than 3 kilometers.
I was lost once in Dubai.
Yes, it's a very long distance to walk. If you're at one end of the building going to the other end of the building, it's a long distance to walk. We made sure that the most distance you're going to walk is 600 meters, which is very comfortable because we also have travelators to help you walk that distance, and it takes 15 minutes only to walk that distance.
Well, this is really good, but sometimes it will not help the sports persons as well, because we want to get fit, and walking a lot is an aim for sports person. But no, for traveling, we've got luggage, we've got other. So yes, 600 meters, I think Abdulaziz is really a fair and a good and fair number.
Yeah, you have some. I am thinking about something. It's about you actually now.
Okay.
So how does it feel that you are in the head of this amazing crew, and you see something about, you do development of your country? How does it feel as an engineer?
Oh, it's wonderful. It's been a blast to start this process from the beginning, and hopefully I'll be here at the end of this project. And this is one of the most unique buildings I've worked on. I've worked on many buildings, but this is just out of any scale I've worked on. It's so huge, it's so big, it's so complicated, and it has so many stakeholders involved that we have to keep everyone happy,
yes,
which is the difficult part.
By the way, how about your phone? It's always ringing these days?
Yes. I have to work 24 hours a day. I don't turn my phone off. If I get a call at 10 o'clock, I have to respond and see what's going on. We actually work 24 hours. We don't stop work. This is one of the things that we're doing in this project is we have 3 shifts, 8 hours, 8 hours, 8 hours. So we're always working. And that means we have to follow up the work 24 hours a day.
So it's 8 hours shift workloads for each and every one of you in the airport.
Well, for MPW staff, we are working 8 hours in the morning, but then we're on call if we need to come at night and see things. For example, next week we have a visit, especially at night, just to see how those 8,000 lights will look at in the night, how it's going to look at. So we need to see those things and look at the mock-ups and things like this. So we have to go at night. We can't do it in the morning.
For help, God help you. Whenever we move on by the airport and we see the work running by, I just say it reminds me of a huge spider that really weaving its web and continuous. So when do we have really the pleasure of opening such a project, the airport? And did the COVID, the pandemic, affect that work down there?
Unfortunately, it did. It did have a very negative effect on the project progress. Again, we need workers to do the job. At one point before COVID, we had 10,000 workers on site.
Okay.
Right now, we're around 6,800. We're missing almost 4,000 workers, and we need to add them up. Because of the COVID restrictions, it's difficult to get new workers into Kuwait.
That's right.
So it's been a challenging time for us, and for me, I'm struggling here to get the workers into Kuwait. Hopefully, they've promised me that they will start giving me the visas to let these workers come into to Kuwait this week, which is very good that they're opening up Kuwait to get the workers into Kuwait.
So can you tell us more about the cooperation, about the sectors who are joining you in this project?
Okay, the main sector that we coordinate with is DGCA, which is the General Directorate of Civil Aviation.
Yes.
They're responsible for this project. They're the owners of this project at the end of the day. But then it's not just them. It's MOI, the Ministry of Interior, Customs, Airlines, Kuwait Airways, Jazeera, and you keep going on and on. CAFCO, CASCO, everyone is involved in this project.
And MPW?
MPW, we're just the contractors for these projects.
Well, this is a must and a huge project, and we know that we trust you down there.
Thank you.
For giving us the best, because this is for Kuwait, and it is something of a marvel. Each and every building in Kuwait has a signature to show on the map of Kuwait for foreigners and for us to be proud Kuwaitis. As well, we know that you said at the beginning, it is a project by Lord Forster, isn't it?
Yes.
So it is it has a vision of the triangle.
Yes.
Can you tell us a triangle, not a circle? And we can know that it's 600 meters can be a circular as well.
Yeah, in architecture sense, you have to look at function and form.
Yes.
To do that, you need to make sure you can get the aircrafts, which are very large in scale, to the gates, because this is one of the most important things, is to get the aircrafts to the gate. We want contact gates where you can go through the bridges to the aircraft directly without going into a bus gate,
Yes.
which is a bit annoying in Kuwait because of the high temperatures in the summer. So we actually have 51 contact gates, which is a large number, and this is why we have the triangle that gives us the flexibility of having as much as possible aircraft stands.
So 51, Abdul Aziz.
51.
I'm going to take the gate number 50 before the one.
Why not 51?
I don't know. I like the big 5-0.
The big 5-0, yeah, nice. So speaking about the big 5-0 that my co-host Emel saying, so can you compare with us about this project for the global project about the others airport now in the all around the world?
Yes.
It's already well known
Yes,
already.
as I mentioned previously, it's an IATA level A, and it's also a LEED Gold building. So it's going to be in the top 10. This is our target. We want to be one of the top 10 airports in the world. This is our target. And hopefully we can do that and achieve that, because we are using all our facilities and everyone that we have manpower to do that. So inshallah, when the project's finished, everyone will really, really love this project.
Do we have an estimate time of the finishing?
Oh, this is a question that everyone is asking me. It's a difficult question to answer, to be honest, because as I was just explaining to you, the manpower in Kuwait is short of manpower. But once we get that manpower back in, we can start recovering the program.
Okay.
Initial target was August 2022. That's less than 2 years from today. There will be a delay, slight delay. We're trying to mitigate that delay to make sure it's as short as possible. Exact date, not now.
Okay, okay. So we're waiting, and we are hopeful as well.
I am thinking maybe at the end of 2022 or maybe 2023.
Yes,
approximately, this is the range.
Yes, this is our target, hopefully.
Actually, see, I know it's in the opening time. I hope that we'll cover it for you. We'll see you in the TV also.
Inshallah.
They are covering for you. You'll be in the opening. So I hope I will see you soon, and they are playing the national anthem of the opening of the T2, inshallah.
Yeah, we hope that we will be there, as our colleague Daid just said.
Yes, yes. Thank you, and I'll make sure you get an invitation.
It's a pleasure. Thank you very much for being with us today, Emel.
Yes, we are really glad, and as I said in the beginning, the passage to happiness is through the gates of the airport. This is what each and every one of us here in Kuwait knows. Thank you very much, Engineer Faisal Al-Istad, that really gave us a hopeful look into the futuristic of Kuwait. Law Foster gave us this airport as a vision, but our Kuwaiti really manpower and as well the hopefulness of our people are building that future and really making a vision come true. So thank you very much, each and everywhere of you, dear viewers, for watching us. And I hope our episode today have given you a slight happiness away through the future. And as well, Abdul Aziz, I think it is now time to finish, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. And we'll go to the gate 50 directly.
That's right.
So we already reached the end of our interview segments about our episode. Thank you so much for being with us today. Already happy that Engineer Faisal is already joining us today as well. You want to say goodbye to the viewers?
Well, thank you for asking me to come here, and I hope to come here again and discuss the project and show you more pictures, or maybe have it on site next time to show the Kuwait people what's going on this project.
Well, don't worry, Engineer Faisal, we need you here again and again until the last day of the airport opening. We are going to have you as a colleague. Don't worry about it. We've got loads and loads of questions. So, dear viewers, unfortunately, this is all the time that we have for today's Sunshine program. But be sure to tune in another episode tomorrow from 9 till 10. And that is, Abdul Aziz, I think it's you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's me. And thank you so much for watching us today. See you tomorrow. Goodbye. مع السلامة.